So this is the iPhone 12 mini and I used this for the whole year of 2025 and I'm totally in the mood for using it this year as well. Do you remember Apple used to make mini iPhones back in the ancient times?
This is iPhone 12 mini.
This was the first mini iPhone Apple ever made. Good times. Not really, I'm kidding. In this video, I will share why do I think that I will use this iPhone in 2026 despite of it being a 5-year-old phone. I will share my experience of living with the iPhone 12 mini, or in other words, living with a phone with a tiny display and just a little over 2000 milliamp battery in it. Yep, you heard it right. Just a bit over 2000 milliamps. So for sure, it's going to be an interesting video. So stick around till the end and let me know what phone are you rocking currently. My name is Zan and welcome to the episode 9 of the series Living With It. So let's kick off the video with build and design of the iPhone 12 mini. 2020 was the first year when Apple introduced a mini phone in their lineup of iPhones. I remember watching the Apple event and they opened a suitcase which was inside of a suitcase which was inside of another suitcase and revealed the iPhone 12 mini to the world. I was using the iPhone 6s at the time and the iPhone 12 mini instantly appealed to me. So I bought it 3 years after the launch of it though. You know, money. Alright, so I like smaller phones, especially because using them one-handed feels just right to me. Typing on a smaller phone is easy. The phone is naturally lightweight. Hand can easily reach every corner of the screen. Having a smaller phone just makes sense to me. The iPhone 12 mini have chamfered edges like the iPhone 4 and 5. The long lost boxy design was reintroduced with the launch of iPhone 12 series and actually preferred this new design over the older, more rounded corner designs. The iPhone 12 mini is rocking a 5.4-inch Full HD 60Hz AMOLED panel, and there is something about this display that just screams quality to me. A little fun fact, due to the smaller size of the display, the 12 mini has the highest pixels per inch density in the whole iPhone 12 lineup, 476 pixels per inch. Actually higher than iPhone 17 Pro Max. Weird flex, but I take it. Now due to the smaller display, the notch seems bigger on the 12 mini. It used to bother me so much at the start, but at this point, I have gotten used to it. As I mentioned earlier that I have been using this phone for more than 2 years at this point, I don't have any major complaints with the display. In fact, it's a high quality panel, although the brightness is a bit of an issue here. It would have been really nice if it was 1000 nits bright, but in reality it's only 625 nits, which means that whenever I'm using the phone under sunlight, I cannot see it on the display. I think it could have been better, but it is what it is. So now moving on to the battery and charging. Actually, to be honest, there is nothing much to talk about here. I believe the phone charges at 20 watts and earlier I used to charge it twice or even thrice a day, I remember that. But now I try to top it near 80% throughout the day whenever I can. I also keep my trusty power bank all the time with me because I never know when I may need it. Yeah, it's a bit of a struggle to be honest, and I have learned to live with a battery anxiety at this point. So yeah, I keep the 2227 milliamperes battery plugged in when I'm in the office and let it fill till 80%, then I unplug it. And now I think we shall move on to the camera. So there are two camera lenses on the back, wide and ultra wide, with 26 millimeters and 13 millimeters of focal length. Both of the cameras are 12 megapixels, and photos taken on the iPhone 12 mini are a bit on the softer side when captured in low light, but in good lighting, the photos are absolutely fine, crisp, and usable. Same can be said for the videos as well. Expect softer video quality under low lighting situations, and in good lighting, videos are good, fairly detailed, and up to the mark. Videos can be shot in 4K up to 60 frames per second, and if you are shooting 1080p, you can go up to 240 frames per second. Super slow motion, you know. I mean, not actually super slow mo, but yeah, slow mo it is. And speaking of the selfie camera, I don't use the front camera at all, but I think it would be just fine. I just checked that the front camera can also record videos at 4K 60 fps, and at 1080p it maxes out at 120 frames instead of 240 frames. So now moving ahead, we have to talk about the software. Talking about the software and the iOS experience, this is my favorite part about iPhones and in particularly Apple. Alright, so hear me out. This is a phone that was launched in 2020. There was a pandemic all across the globe. World took almost 2 years to get back to normal. And today, it has been 3 years after those 2 years. Like, you get what I'm saying? This is a 5-year-old phone. Actually, a bit more than that. But still, Apple decides to push latest software updates to this phone at this point. And to me, that is nothing but impressively bonkers. Thank you, Apple. However, the phone does shows its age though. Sometimes it lags, sometimes it takes just too long to load UI related stuff. But thankfully, I have not experienced anything more than that. So when this iPhone lags, it gets a bit annoying, but I mean, come on, it's an old boy at this point. Alright guys, that was my experience of using the iPhone 12 mini in 2025. Alright, so my iPhone 12 mini have not given up on me at this point. So I have decided not to give up on it either. I will keep using it till its last expected iOS update later this year, the iOS 27. Thanks for watching the video. If you're watching this video till here, comment 2026 in the comments. See you later.